Nippon Paint Premium Wood Care Solutions.
This is not the end. We will start our negotiation on the 23rd with Indonesia, huge market, which is now expected to be the world's fourth biggest economy by 2050 with 300 million people. We are also planning to start with the other ASEAN countries. We are discussing with China. We are also want to further discuss with Indian market with 1.4 billion people, tipped to be the third biggest economy by 2028 and second biggest economy by 2050. So the whole world is there.
Foreign Affairs Minister Ali Sabry revealed FTAs with China, Indonesia, Malaysia and Vietnam are being pursued by the end of this year. The government's aggressive foray to finalize FTAs was shared by Sabry following the signing of a deal with Thailand on Saturday. Speaking at a briefing titled Collective Path to a Stable Country at the President Media Center, Sabry emphasized the importance of strengthening and carrying forward President Ranil Wickremesinghe's program to establish FTAs with other countries.
Why these free trade agreements are very important for Sri Lanka? I will just give one numbers. It's important for you to understand why we are doing it. We do it with a purpose. There is facts and figures behind it, and we have to learn from the others. If you look at it, early 90s, size of our economy, export market, and Bangladeshis and the Vietnam were almost similar, about 3 to 4 billion. Today, in 2022, you can Google and check, Vietnam's export was 373 billion. Bangladeshi export was 59 billion. Sri Lankan export remained at 14 billion. What ails Sri Lanka's exports? One of the biggest problems with Sri Lanka's export, whether we like it or not, Sri Lanka is one of the most protectionist economies in the world and in the whole region. Sri Lanka economy is just 78 billion. Our GDP, the whole GDP. World is 86 trillion. The size of the Sri Lankan economy is 0.001. So there is nothing for the others to come and grab from others, though it has become a big slogan in this country. The whole way, everything is there for us to go and grab from 86 trillion economy. And therefore, how do you access that? One of the models, particularly ASEAN countries have beautifully used, is free trade agreements. What do you do with the free trade agreement? Instead of supplying to 22 million people, you expand your market. You build your brands. You become very competitive. Then you become able to export in a larger scale. That's a success story of all the ASEAN countries. Sri Lanka had to do that and have to do it. We cannot be prisoners of the past. We cannot continue to say on the 16th century Solin came and invaded Sri Lanka, therefore there is a danger and all those things. Those days have gone. We are in a new world under UN sovereignty. We have to work with the world. How do we do that? So it is in that context that it's very, very important for Sri Lanka to enter into free trade agreement, expand the market for the Sri Lankan products, so the investors will come. If you only look at Sri Lanka and investors to come, there is nothing much to take from Sri Lanka. What is the Sri Lankan domestic market? But if you have a larger market with larger access to the free world, that is where the real investors will come. Serious investors will come. That's how other countries have prospered. It is in that context that President Wickremesinghe, ever since he had taken over, had made a lot of effort to quickly enter into free trade so that we give a larger market to our people and our products. Mr. Veerasinghe is here. He is heading our expert panel who is negotiating with free trade agreement. We have negotiated with the free trade agreement, one with Singapore. So we need to activate that. But the Thailand one is very, very important for us. In terms of this, we are also planning technical collaboration, more joint investment, venture partnerships, free visa, in order to allow traffic from the both sides. This is not the end. We will start our negotiation on the 23rd with Indonesia, huge market, which is now expected to be the world's 4th biggest economy by 2050, with 300 million people. We are also planning to start with the other ASEAN countries. We are discussing with China. We are also want to further discuss with Indian market with 1.4 billion people, tipped to be the 3rd biggest economy by 2028 and 2nd biggest economy by 2050. So the whole world is there. We need to come to terms with it. It is in this context that we see the visit of His Excellency, Prime Minister of Thailand, was very significant. We have had long-standing relationship with them, particularly Theravada Buddhist ties through the Buddhism. It has been mostly a cultural and religious tie. Now we are transforming this into people-to-people contact and a commercial tie. We all know Thailand is building a 28 billion investment worth land bridge across Isthmus of Kra, which would allow shipping bypass the busy sea route of Malacca Strait, reviving centuries-old Kra Canal project. The proposed approximately 90 to 100 kilometer bridge that would cut across the Kra Isthmus, narrow the part of the Malay Peninsula, would connect the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean without requiring ships to sail down along the tip of the Singapore through the narrow Malacca Strait, which is known to experience congestion, collision, and even piracy. The land bridge, estimated by the Thai authorities to cut the transport duration by an average of 4 days and lower the shipping cost by 15%. The Thai side had conveyed to us that this project would be beneficial for Sri Lanka given the closer linkage that can be established with Colombo Port. So we are trying to make use of this. So it is in that context, this particular visit is very significant for us, and this is the beginning of a new Sri Lanka which will be open to business and with infinite opportunities available there to take.
For more latest news, subscribe to FTTV.